Welcome guys to another episode of the WSXN podcast where United Africa is an undisputed Africa. So let's get into this video, but before we get into the video, let me give a little backstory. Mandela's eldest daughter, Maxine, she's auctioning off her father's personal effect, around 70 items, and the government, and she's having a back and forth and in the court system. But let's look at this video, and then we'll discuss it after. Boom.
Mandela's oldest daughter, Dr. Makaziwe Mandela, is auctioning Madiba's personal belongings. But South Africa's government is challenging the auction and tasked the South African Heritage Resources Agency to manage the case.
We've actually been joined by the Minister or the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, as well as Robben Island Museum, where the former president spent 23 years in incarceration. So we are the three applicants to the High Court for this appeal to stop the auction. Our main contention is that if we allow this sale to happen, it could result in significant cultural loss for all South Africans. These items, we believe, were taken out of South Africa without a permit from the South African Heritage Resources Agency, and there are regulations and laws in place that regulate the movement of cultural goods in South Africa.
Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president, revered as a symbol of peace and unity, dedicated his life to the fight against apartheid and injustice. One of the belongings on auction is Mandela's identity book and the one he used to cast his vote in the 1994 democratic elections. Young South Africans argue these artifacts should be preserved for future generations and displayed in museums. For now, the South African Heritage Resources Agency is waiting to hear whether auctioneers Guernseys will suspend or not the auction.
So, there just what's happening with the court case. This has been going on since 2001. For the past 2 years, they've been trying to stop her from auctioning off her father's personal effects. So we can look at this two ways. We can ask, as the government is saying, why she's auctioning off her father's personal effects, and according to them, she took the effects out of the country and she did not have permission and stuff like that. On the other hand, it's her father's personal effects. She has the right to do what she pleases with her father's personal effects. But I did a little digging on this story. As I said, this has been going on since 2001, where they blocked the first auction and then they went to court and they are arguing. The Heritage Foundation in South Africa is arguing that these things are artifacts. But according to the judge in the case, they're overreaching because they cannot prove that these things are artifacts. So, because in one instance, the judge asked the people who the Heritage Convention, the Heritage Foundation executives, if all the things he signed while he was president, the jerseys and all those things, if those things are artifacts as well. So the judge overruled and tell her she has the right to auction off her father's personal effects. They can't stop her, and these things are not, they do not fall under the umbrella of artifacts. So she's going ahead with the auction in February. But according to the daughter, the doctor, Mazewe, I'm just don't disrespect her by calling her the daughter. She said that her father wanted like people to have a piece of him, so that's why she's auctioning now. This was his request, and he wanted to have a garden memorial, like so you can. So that's a good thing. But here's the thing. If these things is so important to the South African government, why not just collaborate with the daughter, stop the auction, collaborate, and you pay her the cost of all these personal effects, and then keep them and then turn them put them in a museum. That's one way to go. You cannot just tell her she can't do this when she's gonna use the money from the sale, to go back in his specific place that Mandela's said he wanted to be buried. He said that he wanted to be buried next to his ancestors, which means his family members, and I forgot where exactly. I forgot the name of the tribe. So she's following her father's wishes. So aid her in carrying out her father's wishes. Do not fight her on it and try to take her father's personal effects from her. That's not right. You want to tell me the South African government cannot find $3 million to give the daughter for these personal effects, and are to collaborate with her to come to some kind of agreement that they can keep all these items and she can still fulfill her father's wishes. So something is not right somewhere. So she's doing what she had to do, which is actioning off these personal effects. And here's some of the next to me. I can take a look at it, like some shirts, his first voting card, the shoe and the suit he wore when he just came out of prison, and stuff like that. A few handwritten letters and stuff like that. And some gifts he received from like President Obama and other stuff. Those are some of the personal effects they're talking about. But I'm with the daughter on this. She's gonna make a memorial garden, and then that in itself will bring tourists to that specific area of South Africa. So, and it will also be where everyone can visit. So partner with her, don't fight her on this. Partner with her and help her to accomplish her father's wishes. And keep those stuff in the country, because if these things are auctioned off, who knows who's gonna buy them and where they're gonna go. That's neither here nor there, because once someone bought these items, it's gone. So the government should just buy them or come to some kind of collaboration. And I have my own thoughts on Mandela with some of the things he did during his presidency that I did not so to agree with. Yeah, he was to me, Mandela was more of a great Secretary of State, like he's a great diplomat than he was a president, in my opinion. I will do another video on that to see why I see him as more of a diplomat, not as a president. Because to me, he make a lot of mistakes. So I don't want to get into that now. I will do another video on that, and you guys, I'll leave you guys know when I'm gonna do that, to discuss what Mandela did, what he accomplished, and was he a good statesman, or in my view, he was a good diplomat. He's about peace and unity and stuff like that. That's what a diplomat does. But president-wise, I don't think he did anything. You know what? I'm not going to get into that. Let's talk about this. So, I hope the daughter gets through with actioning of these products and then use the funds to fulfill her father's wishes. If you don't agree, and some people might say no, she should just give this to the Heritage Foundation or just to the South African government. We don't know if they will follow through with her father's request, because they've been fighting her for 2 years. 2 years they've been fighting her on this. So I'm with her on this. These are my father's personal effects. I'm following his wishes. I'm doing what he asked me to do. And then they try to paint this as there's a rift between the family. But she clearly said, no, there's no rift. These were her father's wishes, and this is what she's going to do. Carry out her father's wishes, which I 100% agree with. Someone's wishes is more valuable than what other people think. So when someone passed and said that they want this, that, and the third to be done, follow through with what they did, with what they said. As long as it's reasonable and it's feasible. And it is reasonable and it is feasible. So, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom.